Hello my crafty friends, it's Andrea from Prairie Sky Paper Crafts, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Manitoba. Today we are going to be creating with the butterflies and flowers layering decorative masks. I've got two techniques in the plans. We are going to be taping our vine mask down to the surface of our desk. Actually, to the scrap paper on our desk, just so that it doesn't lift and move. And then I'm going to be applying directly to my sheet of basic white. I'm just going to stamp directly with the stamp pad, and I kind of want kind of like a watercolor inspired look. So the harder you press, the more ink is going to be laid down. And you want it, whoops, I shifted that. So I'm just going to grab my take your pick tool and line it back up. And there's our background piece done. So this one is pretty quick and easy. Now you are going to want to run this under some water to get it cleaned up. I'm just going to pull it up here. And I'm just going to tape it to my desk so I don't get ink everywhere. So there's our first layer done. I'm just going to set it off to the side so that it can dry. Now I didn't get it right to the edges, but that's not a big deal because we are going to trim it and plunk it down onto another piece of designer series paper maybe, or cardstock. I'm not sure. We'll see. So next I'm going to be using our butterfly, and I have another piece of basic white, and I'm going to be fussy cutting this one out. So the colors that I've chosen are pumpkin pie and Cajun craze. Now I'm going to be putting my pumpkin pie down, and I'm going to be using the blending brush. But for this one, I'm also going to want to tape it down so that it doesn't shift around as I'm working. You can hold it with your fingers. I just like that little bit of extra stability. So we've got our blending brush. This does have blue on it. Don't worry about it though. It has been rinsed several times, but it's stained. Not a big deal. So all we're going to do is take our ink and build up the color. Just brush it onto your ink pad, and then you're going to bring it down, and we're going to rub it right onto our stencil piece. And because I'm fussy cutting, I'm not going to be too terribly concerned if I go, whoops, outside of the lines. I'll line that back up. And I'm just kind of rubbing, going back and forth a little bit. With the blending brushes, you don't always get a really solid color. It's more of a watercolor look, which I really love. Okay, I think that's enough of our orange pumpkin pie built up. I'm just going to rub off to the side, make sure that a lot of the ink comes off. I am doing a darker color over top, so I don't really get too worried if a lighter color picks into a darker color ink pad. Then we're just going to slide this down, move this up so you can see what I've got going on. And then we're just going to line up our butterfly pattern with our butterfly behind. So open up our Cajun craze, and we're going to do exactly the same thing. Get the color built up, hold our mask down, and then we're just going to rub the color on. And again, you're going to want to make sure that you give your mask a wipe when you're done. A little bit of hot water. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right, and then we're going to slide this guy out. I really like the way that looks. So we're going to close this guy up. We're going to move our mask off to the side so that we don't get ink everywhere. And then grab our scissors. I just had them. Surprise, surprise. Where did they go? Oh, here they are. I have this little cup that I got at an auction sale that I love. And Wink of Stella, my scissors, tape, and my take your pick tool fit in it perfectly. I don't always have my stuff land in there, but when I do, it's a really cute little desk accessory. Can't talk at the moment. All good. All right, so then we're just going to cut out our butterfly. I really do love this set of masks. You can use it with ink like I did here. You can use it with the embossing paste. You can even do Versamark over top and then over top of the mask piece and use heat embossing with them. It's so versatile and it gives you such an interesting look. Super quick, well, quick-ish, super easy. And then if you wanted to as well, to give your piece just a little bit more definition, you can, actually I think I might do that, just run a little bit of a different color over your edges. Sometimes, like I did with this baby card that I shared earlier this week, I like to give just a little bit of definition by adding it or running it through my ink pad. There's so many ways that you can add color and texture to your cards. Really, you're only bounded by your imagination. Okay. What else was I going to mention? Oh, Celebration is wrapping up at the end of this month. So if you still haven't received or would like to receive a Celebration catalog that shows all of the goodies that you can get for free, either with a $60 or $120 purchase before tax and shipping, let me know and I will be happy to get one into the mail for you. I'm going to be doing a few things next week. And I've been using the Sunshine and Rainbows paper. It's my favorite designer series paper. I would say hands down from the last couple of celebrations. It's a 6x6 pack and it's just so fun and vibrant and bright. I've used it for a lot of cards already. Actually, I used it for this baby card. And it's just, I don't know. We've had a really rough winter in Manitoba. It's minus mid-30s again today. So I think I've been wanting to have myself in a bit more of a spring mode, which is why I've been using it so much. Okay, so there's that done. I'm just going to grab my bucket of markers and is this early espresso? Yes. And then I'm just going to take my early espresso brush tip and I'm just going to do a little bit on the edges here. Just going to flick it lightly. Some of it is to hide some of the white, whoops, that I did not quite hide. And then when we go to put it on top of our card, it'll also hide a little bit. So basically just tracing, hiding some of the white edge. Hand is not as steady as I want it to be today, but that's okay. As we can go back we can make it look like it was an intentional part of the design. So I'll add one here. We'll add a little notch here, a little notch there. It's one thing with handmade cards. There's no such thing as a mistake, because you can always add some interest and embellishment to it to hide any of the little oops that you don't love. All right, so I think that one is good. I'm gonna put the lid back onto my marker, put it back into the container, and we're gonna bring our piece of basic white back. You know what, I think I'm gonna use a piece of So Saffron. It'll add just a nice little bit of sunshine. So I'm gonna cut my piece of So Saffron to 5.5 by 4 1/4. And trim, oops, my butterfly just hit the ground. Then we're going to trim our cardstock. Actually, let's trim it this way first. When I trim, I prefer to have it be, what's the word I'm looking for? I prefer to trim the same amount off the top and the bottom as I do the sides, so that the ratio stays the same. So this I cut down to 4.5 from 5.5. So I'm going to cut about 1 inch off of this. So I want to be at 3 1/4 to finish. So 3 1/4, I'm going to take about that, and then line up to 3 1/4 at the end. I'm going to trim down this way. And see, I've got this piece of symmetry paper. I will post the link to all of the supplies that I've used down below so that you can take a peek later. So this I've already got cut to 4. I'm going to take a tiny little bit off so that it is 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to take this one 1/4 of an inch down. And then we're just going to start assembling our card. So let me know, do you use masks? Have you used masks? Have you done the embossing powder before, or the embossing paste? It really does give a different look to your cards. I'm going to do this slightly off center. So I did a bit of an experiment before. Did not love the way that it turned out. So I flipped my paper over and used the other side, which is one of the things that I absolutely love about Stampin' Up! Paper, is that if you mess up side A, you can flip it over and use side B, and you won't see the pattern behind. Where did I put that little scrap? So here, is this? No. I was going to put the scrap behind it, but I think we're just going to do it this way. I'm going to grab a couple of dimensionals to pop our butterfly up, just to give it a little bit of lift and extra dimension. And then I've got a punch here. Punch out a piece of So Saffron from the, or with the postage stamp punch. And then we're going to do a sentiment on that one. The scent that I'm using for the sentiment today is Special Moments. It is a free celebration set. So we're just going to put our butterfly here. And I couldn't wait for a special occasion. If it fits where I want it to, is the one that we're going to use. And it does fit perfect. I'm going to grab my stamp block, and I'm going to use Cajun Craze. Keep it in the same color family that I used for our card. Get it centered. Oops. Close up the ink pad because I don't want to drop anything into it. I've done that before. And then to clean off my stamp, I'm just using the Simple Chamois. It's damp, so I'm just going to rub it off, and then quick and easy. Stamp is clean. It can go right back into our stamp case. And then back on my stamp shelf when I get ready to clean up my craft room. I think I'm going to pop that one up on dimensionals as well. And it needs a little bit of shimmer and shine. Pretty much every card needs a little bit of shimmer and shine. So I'm actually going to use the epoxy shapes. Bring that in there. And for today, the shapes that I'm going to use are these little raindrops. I absolutely love them. And they just add a little bit of interest to your card. And I'm going to be putting them on with my Take Your Pick tool. And we'll do, usually I do odd numbers for my cards, but where this is a corner embellishment, actually I do kind of like 3. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with 3. But usually when I do something with corners, I put all the way around. But I don't know. It's really cute with just the 3 today. So there you go. Butterflies and Flowers mask. That's available in the current mini catalog. I used Cajun Craze, Garden Green, and Pumpkin Pie, as well as the Special Moment stamp set. So let me know what you think. I have put all of the links down below for my Facebook group, my VIP group, and my email. So if you'd like to follow me on any of my social channels, please do. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.